Come with me to climb Capitol Peak, which I believe is Colorado's most infamous 14ers, but I'll preface this to say I'm not an expert on 14ers. There are a lot I haven't done, in that this was shot in July of 2023. So we are very experienced in the mountains, though. We live in Wyoming. We just came down to Colorado to climb some 14ers for the week, and Capitol honestly reminded me a lot of Wyoming mountains because most Wyoming summits don't have trails to the summit, and they require some sketchy maneuvers. My husband at the end of this said that it was like not nearly even close to the sketchiest things he's done. So if you've done any of the Tetons or anything like that, it's more on par with that. I will say that conditions sucked. So as you can see, there's a lot of snow here and you're not even high in the mountain yet. So that's not really a great sign. We did this the first week of July 2023. Most people split up and do this in 2 days, and they camp at that lake right there that you see. And then they do the summit in the morning and come down. It can be done in 1 day though. That's what we did. It's 18 miles round trip if you do it in a day, and I think like 50-some hundred feet of gain. We did not bring our ice axes and crampons, which was a bad idea because if you see all that snow in the bowl, that's the standard route. And since we decided not to bring that, we left it in the truck. We were just banking on better conditions, and it sucked because we had to traverse the entire ridgeline to the summit, and it sucked ass. Won't even act like it was a good time. This was like the best part of the entire route. There was like stable footing for 15 feet. And I had to record it because I wasn't miserable for 2 seconds. But we had to do a lot of non-standard things. So don't, like this move right here, that is not a normal move on this route. So if you plan to climb Capitol, don't get freaked out on that. That's just the stupid shit we had to do. Don't recommend doing what we did. But the standard route does eventually go to the ridge line, to the knife edge, which is right here. So this is part of the standard route. It's known as the most infamous part of the route because you have to straddle this ledge, and it's a 2,000-foot drop on both sides. I thought it was going to be a little bit scarier, but the rock was really stable and good, and I felt pretty comfortable. You can see the summit right there. So once you're past the knife edge, you still have about 30-40 minutes of climbing, and it's just on super class 3 rock, but it is super loose and not stable. Like you're basically just going up this, and if something does happen, you don't have a ton of time to catch yourself. But we did make the summit. I was very happy. Was not happy before this video right here. I was literally crying, having a mental breakdown 20 minutes before, so don't let that fool you. But I was happy in this moment and felt good that we made the summit, and then I enjoyed my little snack and was looking at the view and forgot about how miserable I was. And going down was so much easier. You can see we're going back across the knife edge right here, and it was just, I think it took us 12 hours round trip, but most of that time was spent on that freaking ridge line trying to get to the summit. If we would have went the standard route and it would have been a perfect day, we would have done it so much quicker. But at this point, the sun had come out, the snow had softened, we were able to glissade down the snow fields, and I think we got down like 3 times faster than we got up. But the ridgeline really screwed us up. You can see that is the whole ridgeline right there. That ridgeline, we had to do that entire thing to get to the summit. 0 out of 10 recommend. Like I said, I was miserable, but at the end of the day, we got back to Trup Camper. I felt very accomplished. My double chins really came out to play here, but I was just chilling, having a good time, ready to eat my body weight in carbs.